The night was supposed to be forgettable, but somewhere between the flashing phone screens, the drunken laughter, and the quiet back streets of a small Ohio town, a line was crossed silently, brutally, and without mercy. And long before anyone understood what really happened in the shadows of Steubenville, the truth had already begun to rot beneath layers of lies, loyalty, and fear. Some say every town hides a secret, but this one was captured in photos, passed from phone to phone, like a ghost refusing to die. It begins with a girl who would wake up with no memory, and a community that would pretend nothing happened. So, let me take you back to a night where the music never stopped, the cameras never blinked, and morality dissolved into the darkness. The year is 2012. The place Steubenville, Ohio, a quiet town where Friday night football wasn't just a game. It was a religion in the players. A touchable daughter story centers on a teenage girl, someone's daughter, someone's friend who walked into a party laughing and walked out unconscious, carried by hands she trusted into cars she didn't remember, toward a night she would never escape. Her name doesn't need to echo loudly here. What matters is what happened to her, and what the world saw when it was already too late. It started like any other teen summer night, sticky air, the faint smell of beer spilling onto grass, music thumping through cracked windows, people drifting in and out of houses, searching for fun or trouble, usually both. She was there because a friend invited her, because she wanted to feel normal, because she didn't imagine, not even for a breath, that this night would be carved into internet history. As the evening stretched past midnight, tension curled in the air like a warning. Phones were everywhere, glowing screens lighting up laughing faces, capturing moments nobody should have recorded. A dangerous mix of teenage recklessness and digital immortality. In one corner, the football stars, the local heroes, were drinking harder, louder, bolder. Their confidence wasn't the kind earned through character. It was the kind handed to them by a town that worshipped their talent. And in the midst of that chaos, the girl began to fade. First her balance, then her awareness, then everything. Like a candle slowly smothered by a closing fist. She didn't know she was being carried out. She didn't know where she was being taken, but others did. And their phones gold. Silent witnesses captured the pieces she would never remember. The night spiraled through house after house, basement to back seat, as if darkness itself kept pushing the story forward. And while she was unconscious, vulnerable, defenseless, the world around her shifted into something predatory, something unforgiving. Hours later, she would wake up with aching confusion, stained clothes, and blank spaces where memories should have lived. A sinking dread sat in her chest as messages began to trickle into her phone, cryptic, cruel, mocking. Screenshots, rumors, videos, pieces of a nightmare she didn't know she survived. And then, the picture, passed around, casually shared, joked about, dissected. A frozen image of her, lifeless in the hands of boys who smiled like nothing was wrong. In those pixels was the beginning of a fire no one could contain. When the truth surfaced, it didn't rise like a clean revelation. It crackled, it hissed, it crawled out in fragments, tweets, text, photos, a horrifying video of teens laughing, talking, describing the girl as though she wasn't human, like she was an object, a joke. And suddenly, the whole town felt the tremor. Investigators stepped into a maze of digital evidence, a trail more disturbing than any physical crime scene. Nothing was hidden. Everything was documented. But each clue raised new questions. Who was there? Who participated? Who watched? And who stayed silent? Because protecting a football team meant more than protecting a human being. Some witnesses showed odd behavior, laughing as they recounted the night, dismissing the horror like it was entertainment. Others defended the perpetrators, insisting the girl was fine. That wasn't what it looked like. But the images told a different story, a darker one, a story no one could twist forever. The investigation felt like peeling back the skin of a town that didn't want to bleed. Many people hesitated to talk. Some deleted evidence. Others claimed they didn't remember. Every new detail twisted the case further. Messages bragging about the night. Photos that should never have existed. Videos that chilled investigators to the bone. It wasn't just a crime. It was a digital spectacle. And still, beneath everything, one question pulsed like static. How many people knew and did nothing? As the case unfolded, theories spread like wildfire. Some believed more people were involved. Others insisted the truth was only half uncovered, that deeper layers of silence and influence remained hidden beneath the surface. And then there were the whispers, the possibility that evidence had been destroyed long before investigators reached it, even years later. Fragments of the night remain scattered across the internet, haunting, disturbing. Impossible to erase, screenshots still appear in corners of forums. Old videos resurface like ghosts refusing to rest. You can clean a crime scene, but you cannot clean the internet. And maybe that's the real horror of the story. That a single night, one chaotic, drunken night, can live forever, long after the laughter stops, long after the apologies fade, long after the justice system closes its files. The Steubenville case ended in court. But it didn't end online. It didn't end in the minds of the people who saw those photos. And it didn't end for the girl who woke up into a nightmare she didn't choose and a world eager to judge her for something she couldn't remember. So ask yourself, how many people watched that night unfold through a screen? How many could have stopped it? And how many still carry the guilt of silence? Because in the quiet corners of the internet, the case still breathes, the image is still whispered. And somewhere in the digital dark, the truth is still waiting unfinished, unanswered, unsettling. If you found this story chilling, subscribe for more mysteries, because some cases never close.